Hi, this is Daryl Myatt coming to you from Keller, Texas. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2009, and I would like to talk to you today about the first 100 days of our new president, Barack Obama. First of all, this wasn't a normal presidency. We started off, I think, on a little bit of a bad note. We still do not, to this day, have an original birth certificate for this president. We have a copy of one that is clearly brand new. It's been made in the last year or two, but we don't have an original. What is so difficult about producing an original birth certificate? I don't know why they had to put a freeze on all the documents from the Hawaiian hospital and also from the Kenyan hospital. And it still strikes me as odd that his grandmother, who claimed to have witnessed his birth in Kenya, Africa, suddenly died during the middle of all that. I'm sad that she died, but what's really going on here? If we have a president who's not going to follow the Constitution from its very basic inception of having to provide a most normal document of birth, if he starts his presidency by not even supplying us with that, what does that tell us? Don't get me wrong. I pray for our president daily, that he'll make good choices, that he'll be led by God, which I don't know that he is or not. But anyway, it just seems the uncertainty that surrounds this whole birth certificate thing is a little annoying, and it's funny how it got swept under the rug, but my point of view. Anyway, let's review some of the things that our president has done during his first 100 days in office. First of all, his first call to any head of state as president was to Mahmoud Abbas, the leader of the Fatah Party in the Palestinian territory. Okay. His first one-on-one interview with any news organization was with Al Arabiya Television. Not CBS, not ABC, not NBC, not Fox News, not even CNN, but Al Arabiya Television. Okay. He ordered Guantanamo Bay to be closed and all military trials of the detainees to be halted. So all the trials of these people that pretty much masterminded 9/11, he ordered their trials to be stopped. Strange, but true. He ordered all overseas CIA interrogation centers to be closed. Okay, we're no longer allowed to question the terrorists that are trying to kill Americans or threaten our security worldwide. Okay, he withdrew all the charges against the masterminds behind the USS Cole and the 9/11 tragedy. Withdrew all the charges? Come on, really? And something that a lot of people don't even know because it didn't make the news because it wasn't sensational enough. But he is allowing hundreds of thousands of Palestinian refugees to move to and live in the United States at the American taxpayers' expense. Are you guys hearing me out there? If you don't believe me, you can look this up. This is an executive order issued by President Barack Obama. This is the Federal Register, February 4th, 2009, Volume 74, number 22. You can look this up. This is an order saying that all Palestinian refugees can move to America, and they basically have a free ride. We're allowing them to move here even though they hate us. There's hundreds of thousands of them. Allowing them to move here when they hate us. Would like to see America wiped off the map, just like Israel. It's a strange thing for a president to do. Not to mention that we've seen him bowing to the Saudi Arabian king. Bowing. He bowed to him, which is a subservient position, meaning he's saying, "You are the master and I am your servant." Strange thing again for an American president to do. Also, he's been recently seen greeting Hugo Chavez, who claims that America is the great Satan, trying to befriend him. And don't get me wrong, I'm an American. I love this country. But if it comes between choosing between Jesus Christ, my Savior, my God, and my country, God comes way first. You know, that's something else. Our president has been videotaped saying that I do not consider America a Christian nation. Boggles my mind. How can you not? The pilgrims that came over on the Mayflower were mostly Christian. The forefathers who wrote up our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence were mostly Christian. A CNN poll released last month revealed that 76% of Americans consider themselves Christian. How can you say we're not a Christian nation? You know, I understand he's trying to appease those in the Muslim world. I can appreciate that. But don't forfeit your faith and your beliefs and cave in to someone else's to do so. America is a Christian nation, despite what our president says. And he went on to say that America is not now nor ever will be at war with Islam. Okay, that's why he said we're not a Christian nation. Because Christians and Muslims have almost polar opposite points of view. I mean, Christians believe Jesus Christ is the Savior, rose from the grave, he's coming back again. And, you know, our God, our Father, tells us, love your neighbor as yourself, and have no other gods before him. Muslims' God tells them to kill everyone that doesn't believe the way you believe, which is Christians, and everyone who's not a Muslim. Includes Mormons, Buddhists, Hindus, Scientologists, everybody that's not Muslim. Our Bible is based on prophecy, and many witnesses, over 500 people, saw Jesus after he rose from the dead. How many witnesses saw Muhammad fly on a winged horse from Jerusalem, which, strangely enough, Muhammad never mentions Jerusalem by name. I would think, had he truly been there, that he would mention it by name. Strange that he mentions Mecca and Medina 36 times in the Quran, but Jerusalem, not once. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying these things to be spiteful or to incite anger or hatred. I'm just trying to point out the obvious and things that need to be revealed. You know, Muslims take the term out of the Quran that says he went to the farthest northern mosque to mean that he went to Jerusalem. The problem with that theory is that mosque, the Al-Aqsa Mosque built on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, was built about 90 years after Muhammad's death. So that could not be the mosque referred to in the Quran as the farthest northern mosque. I'm sorry, but Islam is built on a lie. It's a false religion. There, I said it. That's what it is. And I pray for my Muslim brothers. I pray they'll come to know Jesus Christ as their Savior before it's too late. Because when Jesus returns, if you don't know him by then, you're doomed. John 14:6, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. That means no one. The only way to God the Father is through Jesus Christ the Son. I pray that everyone that hears this will come to know this to be true. I love you. I pray for you. I pray for this world. I pray for our president. I pray that his next 3.5 years will be led by the Spirit. And I pray for all the leaders in the world that we may be able to live in peace. I thank you for watching. Good Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow.